Hey, this isn't just any other update video. This is like a fucking good one, a big update video. It's gonna have all your questions are gonna be answered from this update video. It's super important. I've also tried to record it like 50 times and I keep meandering, so I've got like a bullet pointed list. I'm gonna try to stay on topic. I'm gonna try not to meander. Okay, are we ready? Let's go. So life events. You might be wondering, hey Shane, why haven't you been uploading as often? You probably aren't. Nobody really wonders that except for me. But if you were wondering that, a lot of big life events are happening. Guess what? I'm having a baby. I'm going to be a dad. I'll be Rad Dad Shane soon. I'm also going to be getting married. To the baby mama, if that wasn't obvious. So we're starting a family, and that's a huge undertaking, and I'm very excited for it. We're also going to be moving this year as well. So boom, boom, boom. Those are some big life developments all in the same year. That's going to slow down my upload rate a little bit, just to kind of be clear with everybody. But there's more, okay? Some of you have been wondering probably, hey, whatever happened to the Peace Guild? I really liked those. You know what? I really liked the Peace Guild too. I loved the first 3 episodes I made. I'm super proud of what I was able to accomplish. I love, just like many of you, the story and the characters and the setting, but there are problems, big problems with making this series. I mean, first of all, logistically, like animation just takes too long. And you know as much as I do that as much polish as I put on that, I think we'd all just appreciate hearing the story without all the bells and whistles so that we could like finish it in our lifetimes. So I'm with you on that. But another problem is that my interest in making the series has also waned. For one, I've played more interesting games since playing that original Curse of Strahd game, but also I'm not close with many of the players in that Curse of Strahd game. We're not exactly chummy friends any longer. I mean, people go their separate ways, people just separate over time. Distance happens. And so it's sort of like, I don't really want to continue trudging up this old thing. It doesn't really feel, personally to me, it doesn't feel as rewarding to try to like animate or tell the whole story of that whole campaign. Another big problem, which is tied into a good announcement, everyone, I'm a professional dungeon master. I am dungeon mastering Curse of Strahd. So as you could probably tell, releasing Peace Guild episodes about that story would spoil the game that I'm trying to DM for other folks. I find that dungeon mastering Curse of Strahd is super rewarding and it's very personal for all the people involved. If you're interested, by the way, you can be one of my games too. All you have to do is go to startplaying.games. In the link below, find my profile, and when I post a new game, which I will be soonish, as of recording this, you just got to join that game. There is a cost per session. Right now, as of recording this, I'm going $30 per session. And you might be thinking, wow, that's expensive. Hey, you know what? You're getting quality. I'm drawing all the assets. I've got curated music playlists. I do voices, and I think I'm trying to get into like voice changer stuff. I have custom rule sets, organized Google Docs and charts to help you with any sort of homebrew stuff that we're using. And best of all, I draw your characters. You're getting like free art commissions. I mean, they're just portrait shots, for your tokens, but still, if you are not like an artist, you give me some reference material or something to even trace for. That's even easier with your sort of modifications in mind, and I will make your thing for you. That's part of it. My rule is that you have to be in there for at least 2 sessions. I'm not going to just do it session 1 and have people just quit now that they got their art. You know what I'm saying? But I care very deeply about making the game fun. And it might not appeal to everyone. And so some of you might like me as a person, but think the game doesn't sound fun. That's all right. Don't worry about it. Some of you might want to play, but don't have the budget for it. Hey, you know what? It's okay. Sometimes we just don't have the budget for these things. But if the stars align for you and you do want to play in this, please check out the link. When a new game comes up, you will be one of the first people to know. And if you want to be the first person to know, you can also join my Patreon. I let the people on Patreon know before anybody else when I'm going to release a new scheduled D&D game for Curse of Strahd. So that's really my only perk right now. It's any tier. Again, like I don't have a lot of stuff going on on my channel and on Patreon because of, the baby, the married, the moving, all that stuff is kind of taking precedent this year. But this is kind of putting bread on the table. You know what I mean? So I am very much prioritizing this professional dungeon mastering thing. So if you want to continue to experience Curse of Strahd personally, this is the best way to do it. With that ad out of the way, sponsored by me, what am I going to do with the Peace Guild, right? Because, I could just quit, and I might, but I also have all of the voices for episodes 4 and 5 turned into me. I also have some of episode 4 animated in Blender. I got like the first couple of minutes animated. It would be a shame to throw all that away. So the question then becomes, how would I release this today? And I think the answer to that is that I would have to make this an audio drama, and I would do slideshow illustrations. It would be not animated at all. It would just be like a storybook. Like you'd see a scene, and then an audio drama would play, and then the scene would change every so often to reflect what's happening. There might be little mini changes to the same picture to kind of show something changing, but for the most part, it would be very low effort compared to what I did before. And I would only go up to episode 5. After that, I'm done. My channel would have to blow up, and people would have to demand it, paying me a large sums of money to like continue. And even then, I would probably only do an audiobook at that point. That's where I am with it. That's where I want to be with the Peace Guild. I want to end on episode 5 and be done with that. So what else will be happening on my channel in the meantime? Well, I make music. You've seen the music come up. I make music for YouTubers like Demonac, Davy Chappy, my friend Denaro, others who use this in their own creative projects. I do commission music work. But I also do my own personal stuff, like the Curse of Strahd music, the Spelljammer music, Animal Crossing covers, like that stuff I want to get back into. And that's going to be probably the most frequent content that you'll be seeing. Podcasts and Players, I got 2 episodes that are recorded as of recording this. One with Pack Tactics, which I'm still working to edit. Editing just takes a long time and is really annoying. And then I've got Puffin Forest. Finally, we got Puffin Forest on the podcast. Finally got him on. I could have got him on way sooner, but I was waiting to do episode 4 because he was supposed to do a little cameo as Volo of all people in episode 4. But then I just never finished episode 4. So I kept putting it off. And then eventually I'm like, let's just get him on. Because at this point, I don't even know when episode 4 is going to come out. There's no timetable for that. But you can expect 2 more Podcasts and Players episodes, probably a trickle of those this year, probably not nearly as many as there have been in the past. And finally, one of my personal goals, if I could get 2 short animations out on my channel by the end of the year, I'd be very happy. But with all of the developments that have happened, I'm kind of happy if I get just 1. I want to shoot for 2, but I'm fine if I get just 1 animation this year on the channel. 2 would be nice. And that's my plan. If you have been with me since I began or since the early days, I want to thank you for supporting me and all this time. If you're someone who found me through one of my Dimension 20 animatics or the music that I made for Dingo Doodles or anybody else, again, more music coming your way. I think I'd like to do another Dimension 20 animatic. So, if that's something that interests you, stay subscribed. I don't release that often, so I'll never spam you with boring subscriptions. This is just an update video to kind of let you know, hey, this is what's happening with Cool Boy Shane right now. So, oh God, I'm really dehydrated, so I'm going to stop the recording. I love you. Bye-bye.